Alright guys, the AP English Language and Composition exam is right around the corner.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying.
If you're crying, you shouldn't be. I mean, you definitely paid attention in class all year, right?
I feel very attacked.
Relax.
No fear, my students. Here is everything you need to know about the AP exam happening this coming up May, and I'm gonna try to teach it to you in a fraction of the time it took your teacher to. So let's jump in. If you don't know me, I'm Hey Teacher Brumfield, creator of Hey Teacher Brumfield, and I want you to get a 5 on the AP English Language and Composition exam this May 2020. In order for you to understand what exactly you need to do on this exam, you kind of need to know about it, so let's pop into an exam breakdown. First and foremost, the test is going to be on paper and you're gonna have to use a pencil, or in this case, a pen. If you have not been preparing on paper pencil test all school year, do not fret. It's really not that hard. And it's actually gonna be a lot better and a lot easier for you when you're taking this lengthy test. And when I say length, the test is 3 hours and 15 minutes. Yes, I said it. It is 3 hours and 15 minutes that you are going to be sitting at a desk with text in front of you, reading, writing the entire time. So let's go ahead and look at the breakdown of the test. So there are actually 2 sections that you will take on the AP English Language and Composition exam. The first section is the multiple choice section. You will have 60 minutes, yes, 60 minutes, I said that right, 60 minutes to answer 45 questions correctly over a series of 4 to 5 different passages. Now, I know that seems a little bit outrageous, but when you factor in reading time for all of the different passages, you actually have 1 minute and 30 seconds to find the right answer choice. And if you think about it, 1 minute and 30 seconds is actually enough time to try to get the right answer choice. Half of those questions will be reading comprehension questions, and the other half of those questions will be writing. Think back to the reading and English sections on the ACT and the SAT. The questions are fairly similar. So when you have a reading passage, you'll notice right off the bat, the lines of the passage are numbered. At the beginning of the passage, they also include a little blurb that tells you what type of text you're reading. Pay attention to this because it's going to help you greatly whenever you are answering the questions. And then if you see these sample questions, you'll notice that both of the questions are geared toward the rhetorical situation within the passage. Again, going back to what is this passage talking about, and how does the author convey their message. The second type of passage that you'll see on the multiple choice section will be the writing, or as I like to call them, the composition style questions. And basically this is where you have to put yourself into the minds of a writer to figure out what is the best way to convey the ideas within the passages that you read. So you'll notice, compared to the reading passage, composition style passages, each sentence is numbered. This makes it a lot easier when you start answering the questions and you start revising what needs to be revised in each of the questions that you see. So let's go ahead and look at some of those questions. Notice that unlike the reading style questions, this question is asking about the organization of the passage. And that's very typical of writing or composition style questions. These questions ask you to revise the clarity, cohesion, and effectiveness of a passage that you're reading so that it can have the best impact on the reader. With multiple choice out of the way, there's a second section that you will take, and it's probably going to be the most daunting section of the entire test. It is section 2, free response, and really it shouldn't even be called free response. It should just be called writing until my hand cramps and I cannot use it any longer. But in this section, you are going to have 3 essays that you have to write within a specific time frame. And speaking of this time frame, so if the first session was 60 minutes and the total exam time is 3 hours and 15 minutes, I'm an English teacher, I'm not that good at math, but to me that says that you're left with 2 hours and 15 minutes left to write 3 essays. And I know it's probably going to seem like the worst thing in the world, but trust me, each of these essay types are really easy to do. The first type of essay that you will see is a synthesis essay, and basically synthesis means pull together. So you're going to be presented with 6 to 7 different stimuli or sources, and with each of those different sources you are going to pull 3 to develop an argument on the topic that you are presented with. The second question that you're going to see is a rhetorical analysis question, and this question is very similar to the reading comprehension questions from the multiple choice part of the exam. So in this section you are reading a passage from an author, and at the very top they'll give you a little blurb or a bit of information about the context of this passage. Pay attention to this. This is going to help you so much when you're explaining the effectiveness of the choices the author uses in the passage. Now, I often have a lot of students trying to explain every single rhetorical device that they see within the passage, but you really don't have to do all that. To score really high and really effectively on this question, you really just have to explain one. If you really want to go for it, try picking 2 rhetorical devices that you see within the passage and explaining the purpose, meaning, and impact that the author is trying to convey with those devices. Now, the last question that you're gonna write, if you're able to write, if your hand has not fallen off by now, is the argument essay. And we all know what the argument essay is. You are just defending your position on whatever topic or situation that they provide you. So the difference between the argument essay and the rhetorical analysis and the synthesis essays is that you have nothing to cultivate your answer. All of your evidence, all of your support has to come from your own brain. And if you want to know how exactly to do that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel now, because I will be posting daily videos to help you prepare for the AP English Language exam. And once you finish the argument essay, you are done. Your brain is fried, your hands are hurting and they're sore.
Oh God, I'll never make it this time! This is the end!
Anyway, we like it here.
There is nothing left for you to do but wait for your scores to come in. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm going to give you a couple of tips to help make sure that you are super successful on this exam. Just think about CPR. And no, I'm not talking about the Heimlich maneuver. CPR stands for content, practice, and repeat. You want to make sure that you know the content, which you can freshen up on by subscribing to my channel. And by knowing this content, you will be prepared for all of the different types of questions that you will see and the possible prompts that you will answer in the free response section of the exam. The next thing is practice. You have to practice these skills every day. You have to practice writing in timed conditions. You have to practice eliminating completely wrong answer choices, analyzing complex nonfiction text. You have to practice that because it doesn't matter how smart you are, how many rhetorical devices you know. If you don't understand how they work within a text, you are not going to do very well on this test. And the last thing is just repeat. Repeat brushing up on the content of English language, and also repeat practicing all of these different skills that you're going to need to know for this exam. That's all I have for you for this video. I hope that you guys feel a little bit more calm maybe about taking this exam. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!